Oh, good morning everybody. Oh, bit of a unsettled sleep last night, I would say. I think it's because I kept banging my head on the bloody on the side of that frame. I need to lower down the bed frame. In hindsight is what I do, but otherwise it was lovely and warm, lovely and comfy. I was actually on electric hookup last night, so I managed to have a bit of heating, but I didn't have it on all night because all the heat gets pushed back into the bed end there. So if you have the heating on, all of the heat goes back into there while the front of the cab remains cold. We are looking at some thermal curtains for the front here, just to kind of block off this area. But yeah, lovely and cosy and warm last night. The strange couple that arrived last night left before first light this morning. Again, another one of them a weird group that were like in Norfolk, where they arrived, nobody seen them, and then they left and nobody seen them. It was just bizarre. And they didn't particularly arrive late last night either. Anyway, each to their own. So, start my morning routine by taking all of my medication. I'm going to have a brew. I've had a wash. I'm going to have some breakfast. And then we're going to head off to our first visit. Here we are, folks. How amazing is this? This is Knowlton Church. So it's a Norman castle, so 12th century, built within a 2,500 year old ring ditch and earthwork. I mean, how utterly amazing is this place? And just look at it. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? You've got to remember this is ostensibly what Christianity did. So when Christianity arrived in the UK, it was easier to integrate Christianity into the pagan culture rather than kind of try and overthrow it. So you often find churches either built upon the sites of battle, as the Normans did, or places like this integrated into pagan worship. And obviously in this case, the Normans thought, let's build a church within a ring ditch. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's just staggering. I don't think I've ever quite seen anything quite like it. It's bizarre. I wonder what the thinking was behind it, because they had a bit of a thing about destroying anything that was pagan, did Christians, rather that kind of come as the Puritans came into being. They kind of went about destroying stone circles, standing stones, anything, toppling them, burying them, anything that could kind of be classified as bad to God. Each to their own, but absolutely stonking. And I'll get some images and put them up. But I think if we just have a little wander, I'm going to have a wander down into the ring ditch. So, just checking OS map, and out there somewhere is a couple of tumuli, or sort of burial mounds, but I'm not sure that you can see them. They've probably been ploughed out by the farmer. But there is also this stone, and that's what sparked my interest, because what you tend to find is there's like a processional way into these things a lot of times. Row of stones, line of stones, whatever you want to say or see, is often leads the way into, and you have 3 possible entry points, although I would imagine that maybe some of these have been cut by the Normans themselves. I imagine that this one with the stone still in it is potentially the original. If we take a look at it, what you have is a clear kind of ditch that goes up like this at either sides, and it leads off in that way, and over that way itself is where the burial mounds are, and actually over there where that clump of trees are is a burial mound itself. So I would imagine that this may be part of, I'd have to check OS maps, but when you think about kind of Stonehenge and Grim's Ditch and all of them things that are around here, it's easy to see why all these things, why this is here. I mean, who knows? I don't particularly know a lot of stuff about it. There isn't a great stuff about it on the board. It just literally is a very, very basic outline of what it is. So I would need to definitely check that and have a bit of a deeper dig into any archaeological work that's been carried out here. But how utterly fantastic. Utterly fantastic. Second day down in Dorset. Absolutely enamored. We are currently at Corfe Castle, or the little car park Purbeck, I think it is. And apparently you can stay here overnight. I was just looking at the sign there. Between 6 and 10, it's free of charge, I think. So up to 10 hours in a motorhome is about £7, I think, which isn't really bad because there's a hell of a lot. Literally, you could just park here all day. The dog is an absolute nose, as you can hear. So we're going to head off. We're parked just outside of the town out of Corfe. I think the castle opens about 10. So we're just going to have a little wander up into Corfe, I think, and see how the day goes. Yeah, I also think the loos are saying they're open 24 hours. Well, let's just go and check this machine again, because this would be a bloody great place to park up. You've got 24-hour loo access. It's quiet. It's out of the way. So yeah, look. So between 6 PM and 10 PM, it is free to stop here, Purbeck Park. So I think we're going to be doing this again, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, we'll stop down here again. There's so much to see around here, it's unbelievable. So now we're going to have a wander off down in there, go and see Corfe Castle for a couple of hours, and then we can head back up to where we were just stopping and go and have the awning fitted. And then depending on the time, we see if we can do everything else in the night time. So on with the journey. That's cool. Really? Yeah, so we're about 20 minutes early, which is fine. I always planned on being early anyway. Get here when it opens. I think I'm the only one. So I'm going to have a wander into Corfe itself. There is a little bit of history on the board back there, so I'm going to go and try and see if I can find where that is, if that's actually here. Fantastic place. Can't wait to get in. So we are into Corfe Castle. Started about 1086 by William the Conqueror, of course. He gave up land at Gillingham in order to have this castle. Well, what's peculiar though is that there's a hill right behind us there which is actually higher than this castle, which makes me wonder why it was built. So if I find somebody, I'm going to ask them. Perched high on a rugged hill in the heart of Dorset, the ruins of Corfe Castle stand like a wounded giant, silent, majestic and watching. But behind these ancient stones lies a tale of treachery, bloodshed and spectral whispers that echo through the ages. Built by William the Conqueror over 900 years ago, Corfe Castle was a symbol of Norman power, an impenetrable fortress guarding the gateway to the Isles of Purbeck. It has seen kings rise and fall, endured sieges and crumbled under betrayal. In 1135, a young boy king, Edward the Martyr, was brutally murdered here, lured to the castle by his stepmother, Elfrida. He was stabbed in the back while still on horseback. His body was dumped unceremoniously into a well. Many believe his soul still lingers, a mournful presence in the twilight mist. Through the centuries, the castle's stones have absorbed the cries of the condemned and the clang of battle. During the English Civil War, Corfe became one of the last royalist strongholds. Lady Mary Banks, the brave Dame of Corfe, held it with a mere handful of defenders. But it was betrayal, not battle, that doomed her. A garrison soldier opened the gates, the castle was torn apart by parliamentary explosives. Today, the shattered remains of Corfe Castle draw visitors from around the world. Some come for the views, others for something more. Visitors speak of phantom footsteps on the battlements. The ghost of a headless woman drifts through the ruins. A child's cry is heard on the wind, though no child is there. The most chilling tale, that of a spectral guard pacing endlessly as though still protecting secrets long buried in the stone. Corfe Castle is not just a ruin, it is a memory etched into the landscape of loyalty and betrayal, power and ruin, life and death. And if you listen closely, after the sun has set and the world grows still, you might just hear the past whispering through the stones. So that is Corfe Castle. I hope you all enjoyed that because it is a fantastic castle. I would get here early, or I would maybe come out of the school holidays because it is rammed up there now. So within about an hour, say 11 o'clock onwards, it got very, very busy. We've always found actually that whenever we've been away, as long as we get to somewhere before kind of 11, 12 o'clock, then it tends to be quiet anywhere. Most places open 9, 10. You get there for when they open. You tend to have the places to yourselves for the majority, so I would do that. Yeah, fantastic castle. Loads of history about it. That I might have to do a quick separate video to do that, and I'll have to do a separate blog post. But onwards to our next place, which I don't know where that'll be now. Cheerio. Right then, we've had the awning fitted. We are going off now to Badbury hill fort. So it's a National Trust parking, but it's coins or membership card only. I don't think there's many places now that are just coin operated parking. So anyway, we're going to go and have a look and have a little wander, and then we're probably going to head off to our camp spot because it's getting on for sort of 2:30 now anyway, so by the time we've had a wander around here we'll be able to head up there. So yeah, going to head off now, do some filming. This is no ordinary hill. These rings are the fingerprints of a forgotten world, carved by ancient hands, defended with blood and fire. Badbury Rings, an Iron Age fortress, a Roman crossroads, a place where armies marched, where druids may have stood, and where secrets sank into the soil. Some say ghosts walk this ground, a Roman legion lost in time, hoofbeats in the silence, a battle still echoing beneath the earth. Badbury Rings isn't just a relic, it's a riddle buried in chalk and time, and it's still waiting for someone to listen. Oh, very quick visit to Badbury Hill Fort. It's so cold out there. It is so cold. And I suppose because this entire terrain here is absolutely open. I mean, it may not have been like this in a day of the hill fort because obviously the farmland wouldn't have been here. So there would have been a lot to filter the mane of the wind. Anyway, it's about 6,000 years old. 6,000 years. And I think when we talk about times of how old these things are, I don't think we quite understand the age of these things. I mean, 6,000 years. 2,000 years ago, the Romans were here. 2,500 years ago, Stonehenge was kind of being built along with Avebury. So your mind boggles. It goes back 6,000 years of human kind of habitation. Oh, well, anyway, we're going to head on now to probably our camp for the evening, I think. It looks like it's going to absolutely hike it down and the temperature's proper drop. So I think, yeah, we'll head to camp and get some scran on the go and chill out for the evening and do some reading. Oh, what a fantastic day so far. I'm going to show you something now. This is the entrance into Badbury Ring. So if you're in a kind of fuller vehicle or a wider vehicle, beware. Alright folks, well we are on site. It's at Inside Park campsite, which isn't actually that far away from where I was stopping last night. But yeah, another lovely site. They've had to use a different entrance because they've got roadworks on the main entrance apparently. So we've come down the big long sort of farm track thing. Apparently it's the site of an old manor house, which sadly burnt down in the 1940s. But the remaining part now where they are based, where the communal room is and the reception is the stables, which are a very nice building. It's a beautiful place. It's got a massive sort of 5 mile woodland walk as well here. It's a sloping site, I would say, so you would definitely need levelling ramps depending on where you're placed. We are just maybe on the cusp of leaning a little, but it's alright. It's not that bad, but I need levelling ramps, I think, for next time. Yeah, just having tea, having chicken, honey and soy chicken with some stir fry mix, so I'll have that for tea. Happy days. Millie's had a nap, I've chilled, read a bit, and now Millie's up and about and eating a tea, so that'll do mine. Happy days. Maybe we'll go for a walk after tea as well. Have a look at the little area. End of day 2. Oh, got the awning fitted. Looks fantastic. It's in Corfe Castle. It's in Knowlton Church. Went to Badbury Rings. Oh, and now we're here. So it's 9:30 now. Just been listening to podcasts. Lovely chilling out. It's lovely and quiet here. Just nipped outside to the loo, and it's you can hear the peacocks in the background, and you can hear the owls in the woodland as well. So there's a lot going on around here. It's lovely. It's very, very quiet. Get to bed, get up in the morning early, and head off to Maiden Castle to start the day, and then the Cairn Giant, maybe the Abbey. There's quite a lot packed into tomorrow, so we'll see what we get up to. Also want to go and see Cadbury Hill Fort as well. There's so much going on. I can't there's too much going on down this way. So yeah, nice night's rest now, and see you on the journey tomorrow.